All right, injury update, get started. Jeremy Combs, we did a tightrope procedure on his ankle last week. We got to restabilize his ankle. So he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. So that pushes him right up to the start of our first game on November 10th. We did it last Monday, and it's really 6 to 8 weeks from then. So it'll be right around our first game. He could be available. So you know, he had some ankle problems last year at North Texas, and we just didn't feel like it was stable enough for him to make it through the whole season. Our doctors didn't, and we thought this was gave him the best opportunity to play this year, which is what we wanted to do. So otherwise, team's you know, we're work in progress. We've got a lot of work to do as we get started with practice on Friday. You know, we're getting tougher, we're getting grittier, but we've got a lot of work, a lot of things to clean up. But I do think we'll be tougher, we'll be a lot grittier, and you know, we're excited to get going on Friday and kind of get out of the individual development stage and get more into a team stage.
Did you know that Jeremy was going to have a problem when he got here, and y'all just waited to see if it would?
Well, no.
I know that.
No. You know, the medical stuff we had gotten said his injury was a little bit better, but I think, you know, he'd been working out on it and doing some things on it, but maybe not quite at the pace that we require. And I think once he got here and the pace and that sort of thing, I think his ankle, you know, I think we needed to do this. But not just for here, I mean, for him going long term, I mean, you let this stuff just sit, he's going to have problems walking at 30 years old, which you don't want for anybody. So, you know, it's more than just getting him ready to play this year. Hopefully this gives him the best chance to play this year, but also gives him a chance to live a good life when he leaves here.
How about Galen Alexander?
He's recovering. He's at about 75–80% probably from his knee injury. So he does modified workouts, modified conditioning. He's still not back fully ready to go.
Any other players?
The changing the culture and, you know, these Friday workouts that we see, the road trips or tests or whatever they call them, just the things you're doing. How is that progressing? Where are you at with that?
Making progress. We're making progress. So you know, this week's our boot camp week, so we do conditioning boot camp every morning. We had our first one this morning. You got to pass all 3 days to practice on Friday. So if you don't practice, if you don't pass this, you don't practice, and you're not going to play for us. So we did our first one this morning, and went well.
You passed the buy-in phase though. I mean, the guys are committed.
Well, I don't know. I mean, buy-in, all that stuff's buzzwords, but there's a new normal. They know what to expect now. They know what the new normal is, and you either do it or you get left behind. And so they're very clear about where our standards are, where we are, and that we're not bending on anything that on our expectations.
Does the conditioning test change up every single day, or is it the same test 3 days in a row?
No, it's very different every day.
Are there any other players?
Bred excitement. Obviously, the fan base is kind of buying in. All right, you know, accepting the new normals, whatever it may be. But I mean, are the guys fired up to kind of reach a potential?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, guys, people want to be pushed, and they want to reach their potential. And I think our guys are no different. I like the way, you know, our guys have worked for the most part. We've got some guys who've worked very, very hard. And I think nobody wants to be a loser. So if you give them a map that this is what helps us, this is what helps us win, this is what wins, it's proven that it's won, like, they'll do it. And especially when they see that they get better. I mean, I think if you asked any of our guys, they'd tell you they're in better shape, they're stronger, their basketball skills a little bit better. You know, they feel like they've improved. None of this works if they don't feel like they're getting better. And so, you know, I think that's certainly a critical piece to what we're doing.
Any of these other new players, or do you expect everybody to be there Friday? Is anybody else dealing with injuries or little things or anything like that?
No, just Galen and Jeremy. Rochelle tweaked his ankle, but he went through boot camp this morning, so he'd rather do it with the team than try to do it on his own. So he went through it this morning and made it through. So I mean, the only other guys who won't be there Friday is if you don't
You don't pass boot
if
camp.
you don't pass the boot camp. You told him we're letting them in practice Friday, right? Oh, okay.
When you got here, you talked about physical transformation, trying to change their bodies over the summer. How much progress did you see there with those guys?
We made quite a bit of progress. We need more. You always want more, but on average, our guys put on a little over 12 pounds each. We had some guys on some weight loss routines, and they did a nice job. So we made good progress. We want to play fast. We want to play physical. So you got to be in great shape. You got to be, got to have some girth to you. But I think a lot of our guys' bodies have changed. Some of the most noticeable ones will be Sims. If you've seen Wade Sims, his body, he's changed quite a bit. Skylar Mays has lost some weight, tried to get him a little more agile, and I think it's helped him with his explosiveness. And Sampson's upper body certainly changed quite a bit. So all our guys have done a good job to strength and conditioning.
Which guys have impressed you most so far?
It depends on what day. We don't have as much consistency as we need, but I think everybody's had their moments. But peacock today, feather duster tomorrow. So you got to be good every day. You got to be good every day, and you can't rest on what happened. Can't rest on what happened yesterday. So, I mean, there's nobody that you just single out. I'd say our hardest workers, if that's what you're getting at, I'd say Skylar Mays has been one of our hardest workers. I'd say Aaron Epps has been one of our hardest workers, and Duop Reef. I'd say those three have been our three hardest workers. Daryl Edwards has worked really hard, our junior college kid, and Randy, our fifth-year kid. Those since they've gotten here, they've worked hard. But of the returners, I'd say Mays, the two big fellows, have worked hard. Epps is playing with a lot of confidence. He's confident because he's been working, so that's good.